You probably see a dollar bill every day, but have you ever really looked at one? What does all that stuff even mean? Let's start with the easy stuff. This is George Washington. In case you've never heard of him, he's labeled. This particular picture of our first president comes from a never-finished portrait by Gilbert Stuart. Because of the engraving process, the image on the bill is reversed. The portrait is supported by bay laurel leaves, which are often used to represent status. You know, think ancient Greece. The leaves depicted here are still budding, possibly representing that the U.S. has yet to reach its full bloom. This is the Treasury seal, featuring a balance for justice, a key for trust, and a sash with 13 stars. Remember that number 13, it comes up again later. Over here are the signatures of the Treasurer of the United States and the Secretary of the Treasury. The series date tells you what year the design of that particular dollar originated, and this guy over here is the Federal Reserve seal. If you read the ring around the seal, you can see at which of the 12 Federal Reserve banks your bill was printed. If you don't like reading city names, you can also just look at the letter in the center. Each bank has its own unique letter. You'll pause this part if you're actually interested. You'll also notice that letter is the first character in your serial number. Alright, let's flip it over to the side which is officially considered the reverse or back side of the bill. "In God We Trust" was adopted as the official motto of the United States in 1956. Those two circles are the two halves of our national seal, and 1 is the number of dollars that the piece of paper is worth. This is our national bird holding our national shield. The shield looks like our flag, but it's missing the stars. That ribbon the eagle is trying to eat says "A pluribus unum," which is Latin for out of many one. The eagle is holding an olive branch and some arrows to represent that while we're down with peace, we are ready for war. At least he's looking at the olive branch, indicating that, you know, all things being equal, he would definitely prefer peace. The pyramid is probably the dollar bill's biggest WTF, so let's break it down piece by piece. Novus Ordo Seclorum sounds like a Harry Potter spell, but is actually a line from the ancient Roman poet Virgil, meaning a new order of the ages. Annuit Septis translates to "he has favored our undertakings," and that's a he with a capital H, if you know what I mean. The pyramid represents strength and durability, and at the foot of the pyramid are the Roman numerals for 1776, the year of the Declaration of Independence. There are 13 levels of the pyramid representing the original 13 colonies. Those 13 colonies are represented all over the bill, including 13 arrows, 13 stars in the star thingy above the eagle's head, also known as the glory, 13 leaves on the olive branch, 13 pearls extending from either side of the seal, and there are more 13s if you squint your eyes and look real hard. For instance, both these lines have 13 letters if you count this thingy as one letter, which let's do because I don't know how to look it up. The floating eye is the Eye of Providence, a symbol that has been used throughout history to represent God watching over us. Some people, including those who saw the popular Nicolas Cage movie National Treasure, will tell you that the eye is the symbol of the Illuminati or the Freemasons and represents their influence in our government. But for this video, let's just stick to the facts. And the fact is, if you ask enough English majors, you can get an unfinished God pyramid on a barren landscape to represent anything. But then again, over here in the corner, there appears to be an owl, so what do I know? All this symbolism on one little piece of paper. Did you ever notice any of it?